Good morning, students. Students, we have completed with you the P block element. And the last chapter as per the first semester syllabus is the general principle, processes and isolation of elements. Now student, this is a very easy chapter. In fact, this chapter has been done with you in the class 10th also. So, we will be very briefly letting you revise this chapter and will be giving you the study material for the same. You can go through that study material very thoroughly. It being a fact-oriented chapter, which will deal with the process of extraction and being in the multiple choice question mode. The material has been prepared or given to you in that manner that it will cover up the entire multiple choice questions which can be asked from this chapter. Now, the discussion of the day is exactly the same which was done in the class 10th with you. Here in this chapter, in the beginning of the chapter, we have to study the various steps which are to be involved or which are involved in the extraction of the metal. Students, before starting this chapter, we must know what do we mean by minerals and what do we mean by the ores. In fact, what are the minerals? Minerals are the compounds of the metals which are obtained from the earth crust by the process called as the mining. These are called as the minerals. So, the compounds of the metal which are obtained or are available in the earth crust and are obtained from the earth crust by the process of mining are called as mineral. Now, any mineral from which the metal can be extracted economically and conveniently by using the certain steps, these are called as the ores. So, always remember, I must say over here, all ores are minerals. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. Am I clear? So, what is mineral? What is ore? Mineral is basically the compound of the metal found in the earth crust from which metal can be extracted by the process of mining. What is ore? Any mineral from which metal can be extracted effectively is called as ore. Am I clear? Since from all the minerals, the metal cannot be extracted, so that will not be called as ore. So, that is why the first question in the multiple choice question, all ores are mineral, but all minerals are not ore. This is a statement. Now, when we want to extract a metal from the ore, we have to study or we have to involve the certain step which is always followed in the extraction of metal from the ore. The various steps involved in the recovery of metal from its ore are, first will be the concentration or the dressing of the ore. Now, during the concentration or the dressing of the ore, what is to be done? The impurities are to be removed from the ore. And how do we remove the impurities? This will be by hydraulic washing. Now, what is this hydraulic washing? Was discussed with you in the class 10th also. Suppose we have got an part of the substance which is to be extracted and the impurities. The impurities and the metals will be having or will be having a different densities. The heavier substance which normally are the impurities will settle down and the metal or the substance from which the metal to be extracted will be carried away. In this case, in the hydraulic washing, we may use this kind of a substance. So, we may use the setup of this kind and this will be of this way. This can be collected and collected in this manner over here. Suppose we put a ore over here, we wash it with water. What will happen? This ore will pass over here, the impurities will be collected down and the lighter particle will be collected at the bottom. This is how the hydraulic washing is to be done. Second way of concentration of ore is by magnetic separation. Now student, when the separation is to be done by using a magnet, how it is to be done? It is done basically in those ore in which iron is one of the impurity present. How it is done? Here we will take a belt over here. So, in this case, a roller belt is to be taken. This is one of the part is magnetic and other part will be a non-magnetic part over here. So one part will be magnetic and other part will be non-magnetic. Over here we have a belt which is called as a roller belt. Suppose over here we put a substance. Now it will roll on the belt. The non-magnetic impurities, suppose this is magnetic, non-magnetic impurities will fall away, whereas the magnetic impurities will be collected separately. This is how the magnetic impurities can be removed from the non-magnetic impurities. A very, very simple process over here. Third is a froth flotation process. Froth flotation process is normally used for removing the sulfide impurities from the ore. So froth flotation process will be used for removing the sulfide ores. So it will be basically used in the sulfide ore, as the galena, zinc sulfide, lead sulfide, etc. So the sulfur impurities can be separated from here. In this process, what do? We take a tank. This over here, a tank is taken. And in this one over here, we'll take a sulfide ore. Over here, a sulfide ore is taken. To this sulfide ore, we will add some collectors, such as some substance such as pine oil, water, etc. is to be added into this. So we'll take the ore, add pine oil to this, add water to this, add xanthates to this, and we'll pass a compressed air. When we pass the compressed air, the sulfide ore will be obtained in the form of a froth, whereas the impurities can be separately collected. So no one is going to ask you the detail of a construction over here. It will be asked for what type of impurities can be separated by froth flotation process. It will be the sulfide impurities. Am I clear? So sulfide impurities can be separated from this one over here. Then there can be certain substances which can be added to suppress the frothing of this one, such as sodium cyanide and potassium cyanide. So I hope this can be very clear to you. Now the next way of concentration is a leaching process. Now in leaching process, the ore is concentrated by adding some other substance which will remove the impurities like silicon dioxide, titanium oxide, etc. So this can be done by adding some other substance, such as if you want to purify the bauxite ore, it can be purified by adding sodium hydroxide. So how will we purify this? It will be purified by adding aluminum oxide will take, and then we'll take a sodium hydroxide. To aluminum oxide and sodium hydroxide and water solution. So from here we will remove it as a complex over here. It will result in the formation of sodium, aluminum, and then hydroxide ion will be given out over here, which over here will be in the aqueous form. Now this sodium aluminum hydroxide, to this we will add sodium hydroxide, silicon dioxide. When made to react with sodium hydroxide, it will result in the formation of a sodium silicate, and the molecule of water will be given out. It will result in the formation of sodium silicate, and the water molecule will be given out over here. This aluminate will then be converted into aluminum oxide, which is devoid of impurities. This compound so obtained, this will be twice Na, and then Al, and then OH whole 4. This compound, when made to react with carbon dioxide, it will result in the formation of aluminum oxide, which is free from the impurities. So Al2O3 and XH2O will be given out, plus sodium bicarbonate will be given out over here. So leaching is the process in which the impurities from the ore can be removed by adding some other substance. As for example, from the bauxite ore, which is an aluminum oxide. As for example, from the bauxite ore, the impurity can be removed, and can be removed by adding a sodium hydroxide over here. Am I clear? And this process will be called in the chemistry as a Bayer's process. So this will be a Bayer's process which will be discussed in detail with you for the extraction of aluminium from the bauxite ore. Similarly, we can obtain the silver and gold by using the cyanides. sodium cyanide, potassium cyanide, which help it to leach, and the impurities will be removed, which will be discussed in the detail over here. Am I clear? So first step will be the concentration or the dressing of the ore. Second step will be conversion of concentrated ore into the suitable form, and third will be the production of metal by reduction. Now this concentrated ore is to be converted into the oxide form, and when I say the oxide form, conversion of this ore into the oxide form, this can be done by the two ways. It will either be by roasting or by calcination. When I say by calcination, calcination is a process in which the ore is heated to its fusion temperature in the absence of air. Like we take zinc carbonate. Zinc carbonate we heat. It can be converted into zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. Heating is done and done in the absence of air. Am I clear? So roasting is the process in which the heating of the ore is done in the, calcination is the process in which the heating of the ore is done in the absence of air. Similarly over here, the roasting will be the process in which the heating of the ore is done in the presence of air to convert it into the suitable oxide. Likewise, if we take zinc sulfide. Zinc sulfide, when heated in air or that is in oxygen, it will result in the formation of zinc oxide, and sulfur dioxide will be given out. Zinc oxide and a sulfur dioxide in the form of a gas will be given out over here. So am I clear over here, student? Suppose we take cuprous sulfide. Suppose the ore is cuprous sulfide. This cuprous sulfide is when heated and heated in the air, it will result in the formation of cuprous oxide, and sulfur dioxide in the form of a gas will be given out over here. So compound so obtained over here will be cuprous oxide, and a gas will be given out, and the name of a gas will be sulfur dioxide. So what was the first step? That was the concentration or the dressing of the ore. Second is conversion of concentrated ore into the suitable oxide. Concentration of the ore is done by hydraulic washing, magnetic separation, froth flotation process, and the leaching. And conversion of concentrated ore into the suitable form is done by roasting as well as by calcination. You may also use the process of a smelting over here, which we may discuss in detail when we will come to the further part of the chapter. Third step will be the production of metal by reduction. Now we have obtained the metallic oxide, production of metal by reduction. We have to reduce the metal by using certain reducing agent. Like if you take zinc oxide when reduced with carbon, on heating it will result in the formation of zinc, and a carbon dioxide will be given out over here. And carbon dioxide will be given out. You may see over here, metallic oxide is being reduced to metal. Similarly, if you take tri-iron tetroxide, Fe2O3, and tri-iron tetroxide when reduced with carbon, it will result in the formation of iron, and carbon dioxide will be given out over here. So iron will be given out and carbon dioxide will be given out. So metallic oxide can be reduced to metal by using various reducing agent over here. Likewise, if you take tri-iron tetroxide when reduced with carbon monoxide, it will result in the formation of an iron metal, and a carbon dioxide will be given out over here, This is how the reduction of oxide to the metal will be done. So I hope the three steps of the process must be very, very clear. First step was concentration or the dressing of the ore. Second was conversion of concentrated ore into suitable form. Third is the production of metal by the process of a reduction. Fourth is the purification and the refining of the metal. This, student, we have done in the chapter of electrolysis. In the chapter of electrolysis, what we did, we have an electrolytic cell. In the electrolytic cell, we make anode which is of an impure metal. Electrolyte must be of the same metal, and cathode is of a pure metal. When we pass electricity through it, anode undergo oxidation, adds the ion to the electrolytic cell, and from there it gets deposited on the cathode. Likewise, we did the process of refining of copper. From impure copper, the copper can be obtained. So that electrolytic refining process has been done with you in the class 10. In fact, we discussed with you the complete electrolysis chapter. We also discussed that with you in the chapter of electrochemistry. Anode is to be impure substance, cathode is to be a pure substance, electrolyte is to be of the same metal. Then when electricity is conducted out, cations moves towards the cathode, anions moves towards the anode, oxidation of a cathode will take place. So these are the various steps student involved in the extraction of metal from the ore. Now, based on these extraction of metal, we have to do certain metallurgies. The study material of the same will be provided to you in the form of a flow chart. Do not go into the detailed diagrammatic portion of that. Remember those flow chart to do the multiple choice question. So we'll meet or we'll send that material to you in the class group. I hope you will be looking at that and learning from that and try to solve the multiple choice questions. Am I clear? So please look at the study material which will be provided to you in the class group for this chapter. That will help you immensely to solve the chapter questions from this chapter. With that, I am summing up the lecture. Thank you.